Ashleigh Barty capped off an impeccable spring surge with a maiden major title at Roland Garros today. The Australian ousted fellow first-time Grand Slam finalist Marketa Vondrousova in straight sets to become the first Australian major champion since 2011. Set to rise to a new career-high ranking of world number 2 following this tournament, Barty won 6-1, 6-3 as she secured victory in just 70 minutes over teenager Vondrousova, who had yet to drop a set in this year's French Open. World number 1 Novak Djokovic's bid to hold all 4 Grand Slam titles at the same time was ended by Dominic Thiem in the French Open semi-final. Thiem beat the Serbian 6-2, 3-6, 7-5, 5-7, 7-5 in the semi-final, which began on Friday but was interrupted by Wadberg 3 times. The 4th seed will face 11-time champion Rafael Nadal tomorrow, a repeat of last year's final. For Djokovic, defeat ended his hopes of becoming the first man in the Open era to hold all 4 major titles at once on 2 separate occasions.
He played great, especially in the important moments. Made some really good slices and passing shots, and yeah, he just managed to put 1 ball extra in the court at the end of the match. Heavy forehands and down the wind, from one side. It was much easier to play the entire match.
Tomorrow's Roland Garros final will see a repeat of last year's final between Dominic Thiem and Rafael Nadal. Thiem lost in straight sets to Nadal in 2018, but has long been heralded as a future Grand Slam champion, with the French Open seemingly his best chance on his favoured surface. Nadal will have an extra day's rest over Thiem after a pair of weather delays extended the second semi-final into today, but the Austrian is still relishing the task ahead. I'm tired, of course, but the final will be the ultimate challenge against Nadal, who has already been 11 times in the final here and won all of them. There's nothing more difficult in this sport than to face him here on clay. But I will give everything, I feel good, and let's see what happens. The king of clay at Roland Garros, Nadal will be chasing his 12th French Open title tomorrow, having won 7 of the past 9 and in a great position to win his 3rd championship in a row.
It's incredible, being honest. No, it's something very special and difficult to explain, but here we are. And the day that we start thinking about if it's incredible or not will probably be the day to do another thing.
The French Open is Thiem's most successful Grand Slam. He reached the US Open quarterfinal in 2018, but has never made it past the 4th round at Wimbledon or the Australian Open. Host France opened the 2019 Women's World Cup with a brilliant victory over South Korea in front of an overjoyed, sold-out crowd in Paris. Corinne Diacre's side, among the favourites to win the 8th edition of this competition, produced a breathless performance to win 4-0. The French side started off on the front foot and deservedly led within a matter of minutes after Eugénie Le Sommer's opened the scoring. Wendy Renard's towering header either side of the half made it 3-0, in front of a record-viewing 9.8 million TV spectators. Soon after midfield, Amandine Henry then curled in an excellent 4th goal late on, much to the delight of the 45,000 fans inside the Parc des Princes. Les Bleus, who are 4th in the world rankings and aiming to become only the 2nd host nation to lift the trophy, could well take home the biggest prize if they continue to play as they did against South Korea. Teenager Julia Guin scored as 2-time world champions Germany made a winning start to their World Cup campaign against China. Ranked 2 in the world, Germany were frustrated for long spells by the Still Roses in the Group B game in Rennes. However, midfielder Guin secured victory for the Germans, firing home from the edge of the penalty area. The first ever meeting between Brazil and Jamaica at a World Cup, as the 2 sides will go head-to-head in tomorrow's Group C opening games. One of the Women's World Cup's biggest stars will miss her opening match, however. Marta, who is often regarded as the greatest ever female player and a 6-time FIFA World Player of the Year winner, is out for Sunday's clash against Jamaica with an injured left thigh. Brazil have lost 8 straight matches heading into the tournament against the Jamaica side, who are making their World Cup bow. Another maiden contest between 2 countries at a World Cup in Group C's 2 other teams, Italy versus Australia. Australia have been knocked out of the World Cup at a quarter-final stage in each of the last 3 tournaments. Their opponents, Italy, are only making their 3rd appearance at the tournament after an impressive qualifying campaign, winning 7 of their 8 matches, losing only to Belgium in their last game, having already qualified. The game kicks off at 1 p.m. tomorrow. A late Wales revival in Croatia proved in vain as Ryan Giggs' side suffered a setback in their bid to reach Euro 2020. The hosts, who have never lost at home in European Championship qualifying, took the lead in the Syrian Aussie Jack Heat as James Lawrence turned in Ivan Perisic's cross into his own net. Calamitous defending allowed Perisic to double his tally and his side's lead before David Brooks' consolation goal. 2-1 for Croatia in the end. Elsewhere, Ukraine impressed in a 5-0 thrashing of Serbia at home in Group B last night, as Spain also eased to victory in their Group F match, making it 3 wins out of 3 for Luis Enrique's men. World champions France face a trip to Turkey later tonight, with both teams boasting a 100% winning record so far. Belgium hosts Kazakhstan.